Rudy Giuliani has now formally been arrested and booked. He turned himself into the Fulton County Jail today. And this is a sight to see. America's mayor, as he was called. He fell very far and attempted to overthrow our democracy with Donald Trump. And now he is experiencing the legal ramifications of that. Here from the Washington Post, Rudy Giuliani, who rose to prominence decades ago, and of course we'll get to clips in a moment, as a crime-fighting federal prosecutor and the mayor of New York City, turned himself into an Atlanta jail Wednesday on charges that he and former President Donald Trump oversaw a vast conspiracy to illegally keep Trump in power after the 2020 election. Giuliani's criminal booking on a $150,000 bond marked the most dramatic consequence yet for his role in trying to reverse Trump's loss to Joe Biden nearly 3 years ago. And I want to note once again, in case you're a new viewer, there's some confusion or whatever, this is not anything to do with the lawful challenges to the results, the court cases, the lies. He had the right to lie. Trump had the right to lie. It was the effort to use those lies, as I will continue to say, to justify what is being alleged to be a criminal conspiracy, a criminal effort, plot, including the fake elector scheme, fraudulently asserting these electors to be the real ones when they weren't, to justify Trump just staying president. Mike Pence being a part of that, either accepting fraudulent ones or rejecting the results outright and trying to interfere with a lawful governmental process, prevent a certification from happening, pressuring officials to do things that would violate their oath and disenfranchise voters. All these different things, those are what are at issue. So don't let people tell you otherwise, as the right wing has been doing. Here is Rudy as he was heading out to go to the Fulton County Jail.
I got a minute, and that's it. I got to make an airplane. How are we feeling today? And if I'm not on, how are you? If I'm not on time, who knows what they'll do to me in the Bidenese state. Well, I'm going to Georgia, and I'm feeling very, very good about it because I feel like I'm defending the rights of all Americans, as I did so many times as a United States attorney. People like to say I'm different. I'm the same Rudy Giuliani that took down the mafia, that made New York City.
When he says, I'm standing here, his big line of I'm standing here defending the rights of Americans, he feels like he's going to defend the rights of all Americans. You were trying to take their rights away, our right to vote. You were trying to say that people in these swing states that voted for Joe Biden, that didn't matter. Your opinion about who should have won mattered more in your mind than their opinion. Your potentially criminal plot to overthrow our democratic process was in an attempt to violate other people's rights. So you're doing the opposite of what you're saying you're doing.
The safest city in America, reduced crime more than any mayor in the history of any city, anywhere. And I'm fighting for justice. I have been from the first moment. I represented Donald Trump, an innocent man, who has now been proven innocent several times. I don't know how many times he has to be proven innocent, and they have to be proven to be liars, actually enemies of our republic, who are destroying rights, sacred rights. They're destroying my
So much projection, my goodness.
My right to counsel, my right to be a lawyer. They're destroying his right to counsel.
He does realize you're not immune from committing crimes, right? You can commit crimes even if you're a lawyer. Yes, you can engage in criminal activity with a lawyer and with your client. That can absolutely take place. But like I said, so much projection. They're enemies of the republic. Really? Because the law is being enforced to prevent future people from trying to work outside of the laws established within this democratic republic. So that we have a functioning democratic republic, you have to enforce those laws to make sure that the system is respected, the process of electing our leaders is respected. And then here he was leaving, the Fulton County Jail.
On Donald Trump and his lawyer. I am being indicted because I'm a lawyer, as is
Mr. Mayor, last month, you, hey, Mr. Mayor, right here, Mr. Mayor, you effectively
Mayor, will you be here tomorrow?
By the way, you're wrong. I didn't do that. I entered into a stipulation for the purposes of that case to move on. I specifically says, I do not in any way admit the truth of those allegations. Those allegations are totally false.
You did not contest that you made fraudulent claims about the 2020 election, though, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely wrong, and you're lying, as you often do. If you read...
So what is being referred to here is Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, as we've discussed, sued Rudy Giuliani for defamation because he lied about them time and time again, accusing them of being a part of the widespread voter fraud, and had this whole story of them engaging in voter fraud, and they were election workers, and they had their life turned upside down because of the lies from Trump and Rudy Giuliani. And so to protect himself legally, or as what they called it, his lawyer called it, a legal maneuver, he conceded within the context of that case that he was asserting things as fact and they were not fact, that he was stating inaccurate information about Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman. And so he's saying, but that wasn't me believing those things or saying I actually concede that I was lying. That was me just getting out of a tough legal spot. Well, yeah, if you could prove your claims about them to be true, then you could just do that as your defense instead of this. You could get out of legal trouble when it comes to a defamation case by just proving that what you were saying that you're being sued over was true. But you can't do that because it's lies. And then here is Rudy Giuliani's mug shot. Accountability, sometimes it doesn't feel so good. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.